one of the partners from Southeast Harris Community Coalition for many years. As you can tell, everybody that is coming to be a guest speaker, it has been a partner for many years with Southeast Harris Community Coalition. These are partners that I have developed through the whole 10 years that I have been working with, that I was working with the coalition, and it's the perfect example of what a coalition should be. You know, yes, we were the ones funded, but we partner with organizations in the community for everything. And I will always say that wherever I went, my posse went with me. I never went by myself. And you know, Melody with Unlimited Vision, she has been one of those right there, you know, that even if I don't think of her, she's like, hello Vanessa, I am right here, what can we do? So with that said, I'm gonna let Melody tell you a little bit about herself and, you know, her staff that came with her, so they can tell you about, but she's with Unlimited Visions. I wish that Unlimited Visions was in every single city. I wish they were in every single city, you know, because they pretty much target the youth, as some of you know. And it is, the youth services are so needed, you know, it's, and those are the services that we have the least, you know, for youth and women. So with that said, here is Melody, and she can tell you all the good things that they're doing at Unlimited Visions. And I think she's always going to tell you about trends, right?
Yeah.
Whatever is happening out there right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, current trends. Good morning. I'm glad y'all here today. And I'm glad to be here today. Thank you for inviting me out, Ms.
no
Vanessa.
problem. Thank you for being here.
On my left-hand side, I have a young lady, a beautiful young lady by the name of?
Melanie Driver, glad to be here with y'all.
And she's a member of my team. I am a supervisor, a coordinator for a prevention department. And Melanie, this month will make, next week, will make 1 year that she's been into, and she's already have blossomed. So that's a good thing. But I'm gonna tell you, initially I came in the field and studied to be an LCDC, obtained that, worked with adults, primarily females, for 6 years. And after that, and I thought that was like the best thing. I was like, oh, I found my niche, because I started off with teaching. And that was cool too, but I got a little frustrated with the parents. There wasn't a lot of hands-on stuff, so I was kind of seeking something else. And then I got into the LCDC field, and I was like, oh, this is where I'm going to be when I retire, LCDC. So I stayed there 6 years. And out of the blue, I got a phone call one day. I was at work, and it was a young lady by the name of Marilyn Jones. She's the CEO of Unlimited Visions, and she called me. She said, I've been hearing your name around, and I'm opening up a brand new facility, and I'm looking for a prevention coordinator. I was like, what is that? I'm looking for people that work in the prevention field. I was like, what is that? And then I done my research and working with youth. I said, yeah, that might be something I might need to do. So I pursued that, and she sent me to Austin. I did the 40-hour training, blah, 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 and I got, you know, kind of in there. But then, you all, when I got the hands-on experience for prevention, it was like flowers and daffodils. I was like, LCDC is good, but this is great. And then I pursued myself with the prevention. Now I'm an ACPS, that's Advanced Certified Prevention Specialist. Love it. I've been doing this now for 5 years. So I got a total of 11 years in kind of a LCDC prevention field. And so I'm just happy to be here. So today I'm going to present you all a presentation. And it's, maybe I should have had this already pulled up, but I think it's at the bottom. Oh, is it the bottom? Oh, yeah, I do. I think I see it. Thank you, Vanessa. It should be right there.
While she's getting set up, cell phones.
Okay, so we're going to start with a question, all right? Ladies, are y'all all right? Are y'all
They're turning their cell phone.
And gentlemen.
Are y'all okay with starting off with a question? Real simple question. Well, you can determine if it's simple or not. But the question is, what would cause you to take a trip around the world in minutes without any form of transportation? Without a car, without a plane, without a wheelchair, without a scooter? Who knows the answer to that? Yeah.
Any questions? Just
Yeah, just,
Learn something, say something
Motivation.
different.
just throw something up.
Yeah.
Motivation.
You say motivation. Okay. You have something?
Drugs.
Lysergic acid 25.
Drugs! You a smarty and you
Thank
get a
you.
smarty. Drugs! Drugs. Why? Because drugs are mind-altering chemicals, which it means it directly affects the mind. And in that, it alters the way you think, feel, and behave. And I'm going to show you exactly why I say it can take you to another world. So let's click it. So we as educators, counselors in the field, prevention specialists in the field, we have to stand firm against drugs. We have to be anti-drug busters, and we got to put the anti-drug message because it's important. It's very important, especially when it comes to our youth. So I found a funny little clip I want to see. This young lady, I don't know if y'all know.
You be like E.T. You phone home. I need to know where you are, who you're with, and what you're doing. I don't know you're not out there selling drugs. I mean, you could be kingpin of a Colombian drug cartel for all I know.
I'm not out there selling drugs.
How do I know that?
My mother had one goal in life for her kids. Don't sell drugs. As long as they weren't doing that, almost everything else was okay.
Ma'am, your son shot the mayor.
Did he sell drugs?
No.
Get in here, boy.
Ma'am, your son killed the governor, kidnapped his daughter, robbed the president, and ran a red light.
He ain't sell no drugs, did he?
No, ma'am.
What did he?
That's just a little fun. That's how my mom was about drugs.
Everybody
My mom
hates Chris.
hated everything about drugs. And she used to use these scare tactics with us. She would bring us to downtown Houston late at nighttime, cold weather, and show us, you see, if you do drugs, that's how you're going to look. You're going to live on the bridge, you're going to have no clothes, nobody around, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, I don't want to do drugs. Yeah, but you know, that's just a funny clip, but how firm and stand tall that we need to be against drugs, that's how we need to be as advocates for no drugs. So we're gonna flip. And I entitled this presentation called "Drugs Cause One to Be a Waste of Space."
Oh.
And you will understand exactly why. An addict's life is consumed with daily problems. Every single day. And I'm not talking about minor problems or a few problems. I'm talking about problems galore. So I'm going to show you this next clip. And I just want you to kind of focus on problems that addict challenges. And all of these exist. But for right now, I want to focus on the mental problems. Remember we talked about the mind and drugs being mind-altering chemicals? So we're gonna look at that. But before we do that, we're gonna look at Jupiter jargon. That's what I titled it. Terminology, new terminology. Because I work with a lot of young kids, they are going to they kind of make me abreast of new things and words that they say. So if you're working with some and they say a word that you might not never heard of before, maybe it's one of these added terminologies. So let's do a pop quiz. And I entitled, what do the Dolphin mean? Anybody ever heard of hit a lick? You ever heard of hit a lick? If the kids walk up to you and say, let's go hit a lick, or I hit a lick, do you know what they're talking about?
It's something to do with buying something, right? No.
Somewhat. It is committing a crime. So whether it's that robbing, stealing,
Hit a lick.
that's what they call hit a lick.
I need to take a picture.
They call it when you commit some type of crime. It's called hit a lick. Okay, do everybody know what a dub sack is? Okay, that's $20 hit a weed.
Oh, that I know. I know the meaning of that one.
Now it's a thing. They a lot of teachers was coming up to me and was asking me in the schools like, everybody talk about that Keisha. You got Keisha. You saw Keisha. You have
Who's
Keisha.
Keisha?
And they say that they know it has to be something that doesn't make sense because everybody's Keisha is a form of Kush, which is a form of marijuana. So instead of calling it Kush, they just say Keisha or that Keisha. Trap house. Anybody ever heard of that before? Okay, that is a place known as abandoned house where they go and have sex and do drugs. Kind of, sort of. They call it a trap house because it's kind of, they figure that nobody really know, the police is not gonna be on the radar because it's a abandoned house and it's broke down. Normally time it's probably in shambles, and they go in there and they do the dirty and they come out. Y'all ever heard of wilding out? Never heard of that? Okay, wilding out is when they get so high on drugs and they just kind of out of there. So they said they're wilding out. You know, man, I was wilding out so bad, I ended up peeing on myself and I didn't even know it. So that's just a term. Yeah.
Tripping. For
Mhm.
us, it was, I'm on a trip,
Oh, trip.
you know.
Yeah.
So for them,
Right, right. This is a new word, wilding out. Do y'all know what dirty Sprite is? That's a new thing now that a lot of kids are engaging in. Well, I think it's been out for a while, but it used to be called lean. Are y'all
Oh, the
familiar with
syrup.
lean? Yeah.
so
The
now it's
syrup.
Dirty Sprite.
They call it dirty Sprite. And now, because the soda they're using in is Sprite, and they use it in, and I wish I had the Sprite bottle, but it's in a green bottle. You know, Sprite comes in that plastic green bottle, and you usually can detect them because the lean is purple, because the promethazine in it makes it purple. Okay, so whenever you mix it up, and so even though when they use the Sprite, they put it in a bottle, and you still can't detect it's the color.
But I missed what you said it was.
It's lean. It's promethazine. That's a prescription medication, and cough syrup
Okay.
mixed with Sprite. And I actually that particular drug got popular here in Texas with rappers. And a lot of rappers have died behind that drug right there. So it's highly addictive, psychologically. It's
To slow your roll, it brings you down. And actually it's illegal to sell them in the stores, but they still sell them, and it's a purple thing, and the advertisement says to slow your roll.
In fact, I have actually,
That's how it's advertised.
it's kind of something like this. This is actually a drink that they use. Now I'm gonna pass it back to you. It's called Unwind, but it's like a relaxation drink. Doesn't supposed to have anything like a high effect in it, but it has something called melatonin,
It has melatonin,
and that makes it kind of calm down, slow down a little bit. And so a lot of kids are getting stuff like this and putting like extra strength Tylenol in it, and trying to get like a high buzz off of it. But this is actually legal, and you can buy it in the convenience stores. Matter of fact, I paid what, 99 cents for that? Right?
Cheaper than
Using
water.
that. It's crazy. Yeah,
So that's called Dirty Sprite.
that's how that's right. Now, do anybody know what Dro is? Dro is like the highest form of marijuana, and if you got Dro, oh, you big time. So it's a marijuana, and it's called Dro. And then the word turned up. You know, I know there's some songs out there. Turn up for what? Yeah, by Lil Jon. But that means party and get high, basically. When you turned up, you partying and you high. So I just want to share some of the current lingo with you all. Okay. So, let's go back to the psychological effects of drugs, okay? How it affects the brains. And that's what people don't really focus on. How it causes that chemical balance in the brain. And cause people just to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I'm going to show you all common drugs that's used by teens. And I'm sorry if I'm focused on youth, because that's kind of the population I work with right now. But the common drugs that's focused with youth. And I will show you what it looks like, okay, being under the influence. So we're going to focus on bath salts. Do y'all know what bath salts are? Have you ever heard of bath salts?
Yeah.
Bath salts, it kind of looks, I put roaches in it because it's not deadly. I kind of did that. But it kind of looks something like this. It's not like the bath salts that you put in the water. It's a man-made thing. That's why they call it a synthetic drug. And I wanted to bring some in, but it's illegal. And I didn't get a chance to ask you if I can bring something in like that. But you can actually buy it at smoke shops, or you can buy undercover at just local Valeros and stuff. But it comes in a little package, and people can use it. It's different forms. You can snort it, you can smoke it, or ingest it, like, Coke. But the effects of it is crazy. And I'm gonna tell you about these synthetic drugs. They're so bad. They have scientists, they have chemists, and doctors have all studied these synthetic drugs. These man, it's a thing that we call fake weed. I'm gonna show y'all that too. But people still cannot find. You know, you can detect some of the ingredients in it, but it's still a question about a mark about what is actually in these kind of synthetic drugs. So we don't really know what's in it, but we definitely know what it does. And I want y'all to take a look at this. This is a young lady that's under the influence of bath salts.